Welcome everybody. It is Tuesday and you are here cooking in the kitchen with Evie. I don't know about you, but it sure feels good to have the holidays almost done with. We've got the New Year's coming up, but I am starting now to think about getting back to healthy eating and getting back to my regular foods. And one of those that I would love to share with you today is this breakfast muesli. Muesli is a dish that was created by a doctor in order to help keep his patients healthy. He based it on a recipe that he learned in the Alps. And you can find it today in boxes at stores and whatnot, but this version is a lot healthier because the store-bought versions tend to add in sugars and get very sweet. This one gets its sweetness naturally from apples. Right, exactly. So we're going to be making this dish today, and sorry things took a little bit longer to get onto programming. I was busy working today on my program that's coming up in January, which is in about a month. I'm hoping that you can join me. It is called Rethink What You Eat and Age Younger. And there are two premises on this. One is there's a lot of anti-inflammatory foods in this, and as we know, inflammation leads to a lot of symptoms that can age us more quickly. And the other is it's low in sugar, and what sugar there is added naturally. So I'm hoping that you can join me. I will add that information into the comment box later after this presentation. But let's get started with this dish. One of the nice things about this dish is you can make it ahead of time and put it in the refrigerator. We're going to be making 6 servings with this one recipe, so you could make breakfast for the entire week practically. And it includes muesli. Is the basis of a muesli is oats. So I have some old-fashioned oats here that I'm going to be using, and as I mentioned, we're going to sweeten that up with apple, but it also has a lot of healthy fiber and with the nuts and the seeds that are added in. Oatmeal, yes, very healthy fiber that's in it. It also helps lower blood sugar levels with that fiber. Also has a lot of vitamins and minerals in it that are very important to our health. I'm going to be adding in some flaxseed and some hemp seed. Both of these have very healthy omega-3 fatty acids, which are very anti-inflammatory. They also add in fiber. So we'll be adding in a few of those. Cinnamon is an anti-inflammatory spice. I'll be adding that in as well. And some coconut flakes for flavor. All right, and I'm going to, and some almonds as well. Again, healthy fiber. Some proteins in the oatmeal and the nuts as well. And I will be using as a liquid some almond milk. I also have some hemp milk, which I was wondering whether I should use to add in, but I have the hemp seeds here, so you could use any nut milk that you have. So to get things started, what I would like to do is just chop up my apple first. And for Christmas, I got some new knives, so I'm going to be using those. Oh, such a pleasure to have knives that are nice and sharp. All right, let me grab that. Let me grab a paring knife. So I don't have an apple core, so I'm just going to be using a paring knife here just to remove some of that core that's in the middle. All right. And I'm going to be grating this apple today so that mixes in nicely with the muesli. And as I said, this is a no-cook dish, which means that I'm going to just leave it in the refrigerator overnight and let the oats absorb all of the liquids that will be in it. Let me just move a few things out of here, and I don't want to knock my bowl off of the table. That would not be good. All right, so new grater as well. I'm just going to grate my apple. I'm grating it on the largest setting. If you have a food processor with a grating blade, use that by all means. If you're grating by hand, watch your fingers. Can't tell you how many times I've cut myself or nearly cut myself grating things. I want to get about, I'm hoping to get about half cup of apple here, maybe up to a cup. This is a fairly large apple, so I'm using one. If you have a smaller apple, by all means use two. So as I was saying, I've been working on my new cooking program. I've been doing this now for a few years, where I design a recipe program. In this case, it's anti-inflammatory, low sugar. So if you have been eating a lot of sugars over the holidays and you're feeling like you want to get off of that sugar craze, this would be a great program to do. We'll be cooking on Sunday for a week's worth of prepping and making meals for the week. You'll leave the program having a full week's worth of food, which is really nice because that also helps reduce some of the stress. And as we know, stress can lead to chronic inflammation if we don't deal with it. And this is one way to do that. Less stress. We could all use a little bit of that, right? All right, I have one more. I'll tell you how much apple I have here. I like to use about 1 apple in this dish. If you like it a little bit sweeter, you can certainly add more. All right. Just clear this grater off. And yeah, I'm thinking I've got about a cup in here. Let me just take a quick measure and see. Yeah, maybe about a cup. If I packed it down, it would be a cup. All right, so we have our grated apple here. I'm going to set that aside for a moment. Grab out another bowl. We are done with that part. Now what we want to do is just combine all the ingredients. So we have our oats. I need about 3 cups of oats. 3 cups of oats. Again, as I said, oats, very rich in fiber, a very good soluble fiber that helps feed our microbiome, which keeps the microbes in our gut happy. They are the ones that keep inflammation down. They help make hormones. They keep our gut lining healthy. All right, I've got my 3 cups of oats. I'm going to add in 1/3 of a cup of coconut flakes, unsweetened coconut flakes, very key. We do not want to be adding in foods with processed sugars. Let's see, I did grab it right, okay. So I like to use, actually Trader Joe's is what I have here. I have Trader Joe's very close by, and I like to use their products. They're very clean. But you can use whatever brands that are available to you. I'm going to add in 1/3 of a cup of sliced almonds. These happen to be toasted, which add a little bit extra yummy flavor. If you'd like to toast your own ahead of time, you're certainly welcome to do that. I just love the flavor of almonds when they're toasted up. And I'm going to add in 3 tablespoons of the flaxseed, grated flaxseeds. So, remember I said that flaxseed has in that healthy omega-3 fatty acid to it and healthy fibers. Fiber is so key to keeping down inflammation. It helps regulate our digestive system. And as I said, feed that microbiome. And I'm going to add in a little bit of sweetness in the form of raisins. Now, you could add different dried fruit if you have it. You could use chopped up apricots. You could use dates, chopped up dates as well. Currants. If you are using raised cranberries, Try to find ones that are not sweetened. It's very difficult to find unsweetened dried cranberries because they are so tart. Sometimes they're sweetened with apple juice, which is a little bit better, but once the juice is liberated from, well, that's a first. I've never had that happen before. My video just cut out on me. So I've added in my 1/3 of a cup of raisins. I'm now going to add in hemp. Hemp, again, too, has a lot of healthy omega-3 fatty acids in it, and fiber as well, vitamins and minerals, all anti-inflammatory. So I added 1/3 of a cup of my hemp seeds, again, and I'm going to add in about a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm going to grab a teaspoon. All right, a teaspoon, here we go. All right. Okay, here we go. So I have my 1/2 teaspoon here. I'll add in 2 of these. Or I'm gonna have to start bringing my reading glasses to these these cooking glasses. All right, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. All right. And I want to give that a nice stir. So one of the key features of this that I didn't mention earlier is kefir. If you're not familiar with kefir, kefir is a fermented, fermentation of a dairy product. You can have it with cow's milk. You can have it with goat's milk. You could even do it with sheep's milk. In this case, we're going to be using goat's milk. So I have all my dry ingredients now. Now I want to stir in the liquid ingredients, and that is going to be my almond milk, right? So I'm going to add in 1 cup of my almond milk. Okay. And lay it back over here. Cap that so I don't spill it. I'm going to add in 3 cups of goat kefir. And if you've never had kefir before, it's like a liquid yogurt. It's made with different culture, so it has different microbes in it. It should pour. This one's a little thick. I may be here pouring for a while. You know what? Let's give it a shake, because I have a feeling it may have separated a little bit. Okay, let's try it now. Boy, such technical difficulties today. All right, so we have 1. And give it another shake. Usually it's not this thick. It was in the refrigerator, so I suspect if I had taken it out ahead of time, it would have poured a lot more easily. Yes, here we go. That's what I'm used to. This is almost a yogurt consistency at this point. Okay, so here we have our 3 cups. So I've added in 3 cups of my kefir, my almond milk, and now, last but not least, that apple that I shredded at the beginning of the program. All right, and then I'm going to carefully, I guess it would have been better if I had had a bigger bowl, but I didn't. So I grabbed the biggest one I could find that you could actually see what I was doing. And I'm just going to mix this up. And then what we're going to do is just put it in the refrigerator. I'm going to put a lid on this and just let it sit in the refrigerator overnight. And the oats will start to absorb the liquid from the kefir and from the almond milk and soften. And that's it. It's a delicious, delicious, healthy way to start the day. The oats makes it very satisfying. It will stay with you me just grab a little bowl. I'm just going to grab a little sample bowl here. I just clean up my surface. All right. I'm just going to serve out a little bit. Let me show you the consistency of it. Here we go. Can you see that? It's very much like oatmeal, but it has more texture to it. We added in those almonds. Now, you could add in walnuts. Walnuts is a wonderful addition to this. Walnuts in particular have those omega-3 fatty acids that I've been talking about. Anti-inflammatory, good for brain health. Here we go. Yum. The kefir adds a little bit of tartness to it. It's really good. As this sits, the flavors of the apple will come through even more. Delicious. I hope you got to try this. It's something growing up that we would have every now and then, almost as a treat. Because if you do buy it, it is very sweet. Too sweet in my opinion. Here it is. Healthy, low in sugar, right? Anti-inflammatory will help you age more slowly. We like that. Hopefully you will be able to join my program that starts January 23rd. It is a cooking program. I will be cooking with you on Sunday, preparing all of the recipes that you receive for the following week. So you have a whole week of anti-inflammatory, healthy, whole ingredient foods. I hope to see you soon. If you have any suggestions for me on something you'd like to see me cook, please by all means leave a comment in the comment section. I love reading those. If you try this, let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any additional add-ins. You could add banana to this. Banana is probably good the day of because they tend to get brown. They oxidize very quickly. So you might want to try it with bananas or a different fruit, whatever fruit is in season. Apples are good for now. You might actually find mangoes in the stores now. That might be a fun thing to add to top as well. So I hope to hear from you. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you get to see the beginning of this video, and I will work to blend the two videos together so we'll have a complete cooking class for you to look at. Take care now. Have a good one. See you next week. Bye-bye now. I'll see you in the new year.